My name is James Fernie and I am the founding director of Uthando Love South Africa and more recently the Heart of Cape Town as well.
You are a social entrepreneur and your organization has links to many social development projects. And you also have many partners. Tell us about some of them.
So we are really proud actually of the extent of the relationships that we have nurtured since 2008 when Uthando was formed. And as an organization that is linking tourism with community development projects, last year we supported more than 65 community projects across all different sectors right across the city of Cape Town, including really inspiring projects in urban agriculture, urban farming, youth development projects, really just unearthing these beautiful stories, beautiful South African human stories. Zama Dance School in Gugulethu teaching children classical ballet. The Kronendal Music Academy in Hout Bay, who have 200 children in their music school. Abalimi Bezakayo has been, providing opportunities for the urban microfarming movement since 1982. I really could go on and on the diversity of beautiful, inspiring community projects. And then conversely, on the other side, we've carved out a wonderful niche for ourselves in the tourism industry globally. So working with trade shows like We Are Africa, tour operators from Australia to Denmark and everywhere in between, hotels, the Mount Nelson, the one and only, and many travelers who have been on our philanthropic excursions over many years. So it gives us a great joy actually to be creating these connections between community development and tourism. And the wonderful thing about tourism is that it is global. So the message is global. And it's, as much as it is about the money, it's also a message of peace and innovation and inspiration that's coming from South Africa that people carry away after having been on one of our excursions or interactions with Uthando. So we really love what we do. We love all the connections, we love connecting people, and we're extremely proud of the resilience and the courage and the innovation and inspiration of South African people who are working on the ground. Very often they are unrecognized, they are unrewarded, and we are shining a bright light on their work, and we are saying, we can help you and we can spread your message. Particularly, for example, we are very proud of our, in 2018, we were introduced to Natural Building Collective, and they are really as much artists as they are architects, builders and engineers. And we embarked upon our first construction program with them, this Early Childhood Development Center, Alwazi, which means knowledge, Educare, located in Delft. And currently we are busy with second early childhood development in Heideveld that is going to be built out of 5,000 tires, 10,000 plastic bottles, eco-bricks filled with rubbish, polystyrene film set waste bricks, wine bottles, and in fact we already have other projects lined up, an agricultural hub in Khayelitsha to service the micro farmers of the Harvest of Hope in Abalimi, and the Moeen Ali JP Domini Sports Center to be built in Hanover Park, which will be the first in the entire world, built out of tires, plastic bottles and other recycled waste. So we are very excited. We are looking for supporters, we're looking for donors, we're looking for friends to help us start a building revolution in South Africa, creating employment, cleaning up the environment and bringing awareness to very critical issues: early childhood development, skills development, job creation, food security, and many more.
Private charities, NGOs and development?
Yes. Well, there's only one way to answer that question, really, and to say that it's the work of these organizations on the ground is absolutely critical. Absolutely critical. Without these organizations operating, I wonder who is going to be looking after the children, or the animals, or the environment. I'm not saying the government is absent. Of course, it is their primary responsibility to be ensuring that South Africans are well provided for. But when I look at the organizations that we are working with, you know, the Uthando Animal Clinic in Khayelitsha, for example, without that clinic there, who is going to provide primary service, medical attention to the animals in a community like Khayelitsha of 1 million people? When I look at the youth development projects from the Amy Foundation to Zama Dance to Dance for All, if they didn't exist, what would the children be doing after school? And it's not just about keeping the kids busy. They are actually providing life-changing opportunities to these kids. And I'll give you just one example. A young boy in Gugulethu, Shlemelo, all of 17 years old. Last year he won a scholarship to the Hamburg Ballet School for 3 years. He never even finished his high school. He'll be completing his education in Germany. But if it wasn't for Zama Dance School, you know, where would he be? Where would Shlemelo be in Gugulethu today, other than in Hamburg? So they really are providing life-changing opportunities, and hopefully one day, you know, in an ideal world, utopian maybe, the government will be doing everything for us. But in the meantime, it's absolutely critical that the non-profit sector is supported.
How do you keep going? Where do you get your energy from?
The people on the ground, on the work, the people on the ground. They're, you know, often I get asked that, who are our heroes? And of course, you know, most people would gravitate to the Nelson Mandelas and the Robert Sobukwes. But when I look at the tenacity and the determination, and I would say the spirit of the people, because they show up, they continue to work, they smile in the process, they very seldom complain, despite enormous challenges of violence, economic deprivation, crime. And so that's you know, we have an abundance of inspiration, and all we need to do is find beauty in unexpected places.